Learn how to write a screenplay in 30 days or less, or your money back. Get it today at Amazon or Barnes & Noble.
Of the liquor store clerk.
Good afternoon.
Oh, hey.
Yes, hey. Warmer out than I thought it'd be. When I left for my job at the firm...
Can I help you with something?
Yes. I'm a man who just bought a house in the area, and I'm having a housewarming party, to which I'll be inviting a lot of my work friends to. Hence, the potato chips.
Okay.
I'll also probably need some alcohol to go with the chips.
Right. What type of thing were you looking for?
Some Remy Martin?
Cognac?
Yes. Is it a good year?
What?
I'm sure it is. 2 bottles, please. And some of those mints for the people drunk driving?
Right. That's going to be $49.50. Anything else?
What's on special?
Me letting you buy this if you're out of here in 5 seconds.
I think that'll do it.
The Second Coming of the Messiah. Book 1, The Awakening.
Hey, welcome back to the Ronald Show, documenting the collapse of life as we know it, as perpetrated by the global military-industrial complex. I am Ronald, your host, and I am driving. Today is Wednesday, April 6th, 2011, and I am on my way to Tampa. I'm on I-4 right now, heading west from Orlando. I'm going over to Tampa to Ron Rose Studios to do some voiceover work for Louisiana Authentic Southern Iced Tea. So I'm going to get in the voiceover booth, and I am going to do a few taglines, I guess, whatever they got. They sent me a script. I kind of looked at it. Normally, it's always the same thing. It's, you know, now poor. I don't even remember really. Well, I'll have the script in front of me, but I'm just the voice guy, you know. And so I warm up in my car while I'm driving. I get my voice ready because it's a different octave for me. Normally, I don't know, I think I talk a little bit higher, but when I get into the recording studio, it's like Louisiana Authentic Southern Iced Tea. So I bring my voice down, and I do that by loosening it up by listening to and singing along with Johnny Cash. When I first did the audition back in 2008, I had really been listening to a lot of Johnny Cash. I'd been listening to him probably for at least 2 years at that point. My first wife bought me a 3-disc set of Johnny Cash, and I listened to it over and over again, and I memorized almost all the songs. And especially the ones like, you know, I've Been Everywhere, Man. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, La Paloma, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tupperville, Barranquilla, Armadillo, I'm a killer. I've been everywhere, man. So I learned them, you know, one piece at a time. You know, about stealing a Cadillac one piece at a time. So I did that, and about that time, my agent called me, and they were like, hey, we want you to go do this audition for Louisiana Iced Tea over in Orlando. So I went over to Orlando, and I went in there, and I was reading for this one part where I was a guy laying underneath a truck fixing some stuff, and the director was there, and I think he's Australian or something like that. So he gave me the script to read, and I read it, and I had been listening to Johnny Cash all the way over to Orlando. Plus, I had been out partying the night before, smoking, like cigarettes and, you know, other other stuff, right? So I get there and my throat was already a little bit like hoarse a little bit because I had been talking real loud all night, and I think I had been up all night. I don't even think I had been to sleep yet by the time I got to this audition. It was one of them kind of parties, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So I got there and I read the part, and he's like, I read it, and I did the script, and he's like, oh, could you read that again? I was like, sure, I'll read it again. So I read it again. He's like, oh, okay, all right. And then that was it. And he's like, thank you. Wow. And so then that night, or the next day, my agent called me up and she said, hey, you've got a call back for Louisiana Iced Tea. And I was like, cool, all right. So I went in there and they had me read the script again, and the same director was just like, right, read it again, right, just like that, right, read it again, and again, all right, and so I got the part. I guess he really liked me. I guess I was what they were looking for Louisiana. So then I went and filmed the commercial in Orlando, and I had been doing a lot of theater at that point, and what did I hit the brakes? I usually ride on cruise control. I just put it on like 7 miles an hour over the speed limit, because they'll only stop you and give you a ticket if you're going like 15, 20 miles an hour. So I play it safe and put it on like 7 miles an hour. But I have made the decision that if a cop does try and pull me over, I'm going to just ignore him and keep on driving. Anyway, so I had been doing a lot of theater at that time, and I went and filmed the Louisiana Iced Tea commercial. And when I got there, I was the principal on set. I was the narrator. I was the guy, you know, the Louisiana guy. The commercial was all about me saying, Louisiana, authentic Southern iced tea. So, luckily, fortunately for me, I had been doing a lot of theater, and I was used to performing in front of hundreds of people, if not 1,000 people, going up on stage and doing my lines and stuff. And when I did my part in the commercial, man, it was kind of crazy. Theater will prepare you to be able to tune out other things and focus on what you're supposed to do, and that was my responsibility, focus on my lines. But there was a whole bunch of people standing around. The producers were there, the director was there going, come on, boy, sexy, man, sexy. And I was like, all right, that's cool, I'll be sexy. So, which I don't know what sexy is or whatever. I don't know how to be sexy or something like that. So I just said my lines, and I was able, you know, and I had memorized my lines, and there were like 100 people or 50 people like standing all there watching me, and the director was like, rolling, speed, and action, sexy now, sexy. And I was like, and I had to do my bit, and it was cool. Theater prepares you for that. Theater will prepare you. So if you're an aspiring actor, commercial, film, television, whatever, I highly recommend that you do theater, because theater will prepare you. It teaches you how to create a character. It teaches you a lot of line memorization, especially if you can book some leads. Fortunately, lead roles. Fortunately, I had booked a whole bunch of lead roles in plays. You know, I did Cuckoo's Nest. I played the R.P. McMurphy role. I did Leader of the Pack. I played Jeff Barry. I did other stuff, Over the River and Through the Woods. I played Nick, you know, just a lot of line-heavy stuff. So I was used to memorizing a lot of lines, staying in character, feeling comfortable up on stage. First time I ever did a stage play, performed as an adult, it was like 2005, November 2005. I got the lead role in Over the River and Through the Woods, and I rehearsed and memorized my lines, and I was just about to go on stage for that first live performance, and I was like, I didn't know how how I was going to react when I got on stage, you know. But I was like, well, I'm either going to like this or I'm not going to like this. And I got out, or I'm going to freeze up and like a deer in the headlights, or I'm going to be really good. And so I went out there and I did really good, and I felt comfortable and I liked it, and it just kept going from there, you know. It's being on stage and being able to perform and do well and get the audience to react the way that the script is designed for them to react means that you're translating the script in the right way, so that you're doing what the author intended with the material. So I went on to do several comedies too, British farce comedies, you know, where I played British guys, you know, I played a North English fishmonger, Alec Bullthorpe, in Kiefer 2. What? Again? It can't be, I thought it was last week. You know, it's one of my favorite lines. Well, it can't be. I thought it was last week. I suppose it must have. We'll have to have a chat about this, Aaron. I mean, there's hardly any difference between your housekeeping and Mildred's, and she feeds 3 growing lads. So I did my bit of comedy, you know. Farce comedy is fun because it's physical, and also with comedy, you really got to be able to nail your lines properly and be there in the moment. So I learned how to succeed at delivering material appropriately as intended by the writer, and that made me happy. Anyway, I am on the way to Tampa, and I'm about halfway. I think I have to be there at 2. It's 12 o'clock noon now. I left in plenty of time. I'll probably get there an hour early because I don't think I'm an hour away from the studios. I'm going to Ron Rose Studios on Himes Avenue, 1101 Northwest Himes Avenue in Tampa. I'll be taking I-4. I'm on I-4 right now. I'll take that to 275, and then I will take 275 and get off at Himes and make a left or a right. I'm not sure. I'll have time enough to get lost for a minute. So we're about 4 miles from Thanatasassa Road, which is, I guess that's Indian, Native American or something like that. Indian, Native American. You know, from what I understand, the people that called the Native Americans that our global military-industrial complex wound up slaughtering to death, turning into alcoholics and gambling addicts and putting them in small reservations, those original Native Americans were, I guess they were called Indians because whoever came here first, I don't know who it was, I guess with Christopher Columbus or Amerigo Vespucci or whoever, thought they were going to India. So they thought they were Indians. They wound up here in this North American continent. And anyway, it's just a little bit of obscure information, useless knowledge, I guess. I don't know if it's going to do you any good or not to know that. So I'm kind of rambling off here. All right, I'm at exit 22. Got about 22 more miles to Tampa. I'll see you in a little while. I'm going to record some of my stuff at Ron Rose Studios. I'll set the camera up and you can watch me perform as a voiceover artist. All right? I'm Ronald. Thank you for watching The Ronald Show, documenting the collapse of life as we know it, as perpetrated by the global military-industrial complex. Louisiana Authentic Southern Iced Tea. Peace.
Now you can have porch swings and cool breezes wherever you go. Introducing Louisiana Iced Tea, now in a bottle. It's made the right way with 100% natural brewed tea, pure spring water, and no preservatives. Louisiana Authentic Southern Iced Tea. Find your front porch.
Locations.
Ronald.